All right. Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to introduce Professor Wilson, who's a colleague here at Johns Hopkins, who is being recognized by the Dave Burgess Award for Excellence in Inclusivity. And I want to first comment that it's amazing and awesome that Professor Burgess and his family created this opportunity to recognize important services in this domain. And of course, I also have a lot of shared overlap interests. I've had the benefit of getting to know or knowing Professor Burgess for multiple decades, and we both have shared interests in research. But Kathy Wilson is an stellar recipient for this award recognition. She has been really a visionary in the realm of promoting inclusivity and diversity within the science and STEM field more generally. She has initially led the Basic Science Initiative for undergraduates, the summer internship program for undergraduates for many, many years. And then back in 2015, she helped us form another portion of that, which we call the CSM SIP, which is part of the Johns Hopkins Initiative for Careers in Science and Medicine, all of which is designed to help provide opportunities for young people who are socioeconomically under-resourced to be able to succeed in STEM and developing their careers in this area. And in addition, she doesn't stop there. She was also the recent founder of the NIH-funded Post-Baccalaureate Research Experience Program, or PrEP, here at Johns Hopkins, which provides opportunities for postbacks to also succeed in developing their career attributes and achievements that allow them to advance into advanced degree-granting programs, PhD programs in particular, and it focuses very heavily on students who are underrepresented in one means or another. There really can't be a better recipient and person to recognize with this award than Professor Kathy Wilson.
I was struck speechless when I found out I got this. Being recognized by the ASCB for this work, it's really meaningful for me. I'm one of hundreds of scientists nationwide who saw the need for diversity in science and made it their personal mission during the past 20 or 30 years to create and run summer research programs for undergrads and full-time research programs for postbacks. These programs are super important because the world of research used to be invisible, truly invisible. If you had some privilege in your background, I had a stepfather who had a PhD, you knew about it, but most students only knew about medicine. And if your circumstances, your income, your color, if all of that allowed you to reach college, there were clear pathways if you're interested in medicine. But I went to a really big college, University of Washington in Seattle. There were so many students who were aiming for medicine. I was the only one I knew among, and I didn't even know most of these students, but I knew I was the only one in the University of Washington in biosciences who was even thinking about a PhD. I'm an elder, so this was a long time ago. And I knocked on doors to find a lab and stumbled my way to graduate school. This is how most of people in my generation found science, because there was no pathway to research. And this invisibility, we dealt with it, and we all came to science in our own ways. And we all came to science, I think, basically as mental misfits. I'm not the first person to call scientists mental misfits. Well, misfits of some kind or another. There's a famous scientist in Germany. It's on the Max Planck Institute's plaque. And the writer, Virginia Woolf, the eccentrics who become professors. Okay, why are we misfits? Why am I saying that? It's because we are willing to explore, we're willing to independently crawl out there and obsess about something we're really interested in, deeply interested in. And we're weirdos for that reason. Okay, so imagine that you're also from a really poor, low-income family, great family, but low income, and you've never heard of a PhD. How do you even know about this world? So you need to be able to get out there. And what the summer programs and the prep programs allowed to happen was, in cell biology terms, it's easy to be in a blood vessel and be a cell and floating through the blood vessel, and you can get to medicine that way. But to be a scientist, you need to know there's something on the other side of that wall. And you have to squeeze through and start crawling through an extracellular matrix to find and test yourself, explore this world, try a lab, try another lab, see if you like it, and then realize this is your world and keep going. And we need diversity in science. Diversity is healthy. We need every possible kind of diversity of perspective, background, everything to have a healthy science culture. Healthy bodies need diversity. If we have a monoculture, we call it cancer. So diversity is really important, especially in science. It's because we're losing many generations if we can't help people see this pathway out of the mainstream and into the world of us weirdos. So these programs have really changed the landscape over the last 20 or 30 years. They've spread the word, especially to students from underrepresented backgrounds of all kinds. And a shout out to Doug's program for focusing on students who were from low income and educationally under-resourced backgrounds. That's the equalizer. There's way too many people in the United States that are both under-resourced both ways. It's been wonderful working with my colleagues in science. They've really restored and maintained my faith in my colleagues and this world as welcoming to everybody. And so I thank the ASCB Society. And for those of you who may be thinking about this in this term for the first time, raise your hand at the ASCB meeting if you have ever been in a summer program doing research, or been a prep scholar, or mentored a summer student, or mentored a prep scholar, or told somebody about your experience and got them interested in science because maybe they didn't know about it yet either. So anyway, we welcome all misfits into our wonderful world of research. And I thank the ASCB for this award deeply, humbly.
Thank you, Kathy, very much for your remarks. And it is incredibly heartwarming and impactful, the work you're having and the impact you're having through the work that you're doing for these young people. And congratulations to you for this well-deserved recognition.